Okay, so here we go with the constant drip system video that I had promised the past couple days after a little sneak peek preview. I've been thinking about doing this system for about 3 or 4 months now. I had different options, narrowed it down to about 2 or 3, one being a gravity fed, which I ended up going with PVC and vinyl tubing hybrid system. The other was a dosing pump setup, followed by a aqua lifter pump type setup. So anyways, let's get into how I set it up here. 300-gallon tank, for those of you who are not familiar with the setup, it's a 300-gallon tank with a 75-gallon sump. I built everything that you see here in the video: tank, stand, sump, canopy, whatever. So anyways, here we go. It's right down here on the return section of the sump. It starts off with a cold water line from the basement below the tank. It runs upstairs through the floor, comes up here to this GE refrigerator type carbon filter. It is then fed into the tank via a float type valve, which protects me and gives me some redundancy against floods. Water level gets too high, obviously it shuts the incoming water off. Now for the fun part. Here is the drainage system. Here is what I came up with. I fabricated all this myself. Of course, it's just PVC. It's to me, it's a very simple setup, and this is the reason I liked it. So basically, the water flows into this 90-degree elbow. It's all 3/4 inch PVC plumbing. This is a 3/4 inch right here. 3/4 inch bulkhead comes out this side to another 90-degree elbow threaded to a ball valve, which is what is controlling my drip right now. It might be hard to see, a little bit of condensation in the pipe there, but you can see it, kind of. Sorry if it's kind of hard to see, but it is basically a trickle that is, it's roughly 1 gallon. I've measured it out to about 1 gallon per hour. So at that rate, that should do about 160 to 170 gallons per week, which is exactly what I have been changing out manually. My water changes once every 6 or 7 days. So this should do it, take care of it for me automatically, which will be awesome. I'm hoping to not have to do any more water changes. We will see how that goes. Obviously, I'll be doing some testing and tweaking over the next couple days and monitoring this setup pretty close. I had a couple different options, and this is what I chose. I think this is the best for me and my setup. There are many different ways to do a setup system like this. There's numerous YouTube videos out there you guys can check out. Just search for continuous drip systems, aquarium systems. So this is the one I went with. And again, on this drainage pipe, this is the only PVC involved on this setup as far as the drain goes. Once it goes to here, it's vinyl tubing all the way down to the basement. It's about probably 16 feet of hose. This is vinyl tubing that goes through the floor. This is actually, it's a good foot. I had to drill through the bottom, as you can see. I had to drill through the bottom of the stand, and then it goes straight through hardwood floors and a couple different layers of wood. So I actually put, it's quite hard to see, silicone. The white silicone is still drying there, it looks like. But this right here is actually a 1-inch PVC pipe. It's actually about a foot long or so, and that just goes straight down, just to make sure that this pipe doesn't get, or the tube doesn't get kinked at all, and it's just a straight shot, straight down, and then it curves down, snakes down to the drainage pipe down there. So it's all sealed up, everything is straight and looking good. Here you get a little bit better. There's a good view now that the condensation's kind of cleared out. That is a good view of my drip rate, or trickle, if you want to call it, rate. It seems to be working very well so far. Everything is very constant and consistent. I have been watching this. This has probably been running for about 6 hours or so now. So I've just been monitoring it pretty closely just to make sure there's no leaks or anything like that. So knock on wood, so far so good. trying to think if there is anything else. If you guys have any questions, comments, please feel free to post them. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to. I've done a lot of projects, of course, on this sump and tank in general, and the whole setup in general. And to me, this is something that I have been researching for the last, I'd say, 4 months or so, trying to figure out different ways I could possibly fail, what my best options were, for my setup and my fish count, etc., etc. So to me, this is the best project I have worked on for this tank. Here's my guys here. If you guys are noticing that I have a lot less fish, you are correct. I am building a fish room in the basement, and I probably moved at least 15 of them downstairs already. There's going to be a handful of tanks that we're setting up a whole fish room downstairs in the basement. So I'll save that for future videos. There's a lot to come on that, but here is the 300 as of right now. Really looking forward to seeing how this setup works here. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please don't hesitate to contact me. Everyone, have a good night. Thanks.